As an orbital line, it goes in a circle, go round and round and round throughout the day. So it connects also to the existing radial lines which is available in the existing city, in our case which is the line 1 and line 2. And this would be identified as the best way to improve the integration and also improve the efficiency of the transport network. Now, when we talk about circle line, there are many types of circle lines are available throughout globally. There are many typology, for example, shared circle, pan-shaped circle, operational split circle, and there are many type of the terminology and also architecture. However, the one that has been chosen for KVMRT line 3 is the isolated circle, so it connects to the existing radial line. I think one of the rings which is not here is only a lot of the rings, otherwise everything else is here. So some examples of the circle line which is also available globally, which is the big circle line in Moscow, Beijing subway. Basically you can see there is already an existing inner circle and an outer circle. So basically when the line expands, the circle can be also made double, triple and multiple layers. And Seoul Metropolitan, you can see the green lines, which is actually their circle line, and of course our neighbor, Singapore circle line. So all these are the type of isolated circle lines based on the typology which I shown earlier. In terms of length comparison, for example, once we have completed in 2028-2030, MRT line 3 would be at the estimated length of 51 kilometer, would be the third longest circle line of an urban rail network, which at the moment big circle line at 70 kilometers. Second is the outer ring. Earlier you would have seen there's two layers of Beijing circle line, which is the inner and outer, but the outer is 57. We are very close by to the Beijing outer ring. And of course this is as of today. We might not know throughout the day what other new projects will come about. But yeah, circle line is basically introduced to improve the efficiency of existing radial lines. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are several differences between a radial line and also a circle line. So number one is the turnaround. The turnaround for rolling stock is made much easier, as because we are not traveling a terminal to a terminal. We are connected. The line is connected throughout. So there is no facilities or infrastructure facilities you require or additional journey times to move a turn back. So that would improve your efficiency in terms of journey time. The inner ring and the outer ring operations are independent, as because the OD pairs for both inner rings and the outer rings are similar and can be achievable in both ways, whether anti-clockwise or the clockwise service. And also the passenger would have their own choice of travel, whether they can take a longer route to go to their preferred destinations, or they can take a shorter route to go to their preferred destinations. So these are some sort of a very high level comparison between the radial line and also the circle line. Now, as I mentioned earlier, operational planning is very important. Things might be very simple for now, but if we never embed that into the planning of the rail network, it might cause us problem. So for example, if the elements that I put forward here is very high level as well, which is the train assignment strategy. Train carriages running on a circular line will have a lot of issues in terms of the wheels wearing out unevenly, because you're moving into a very common motions. So there need to be a lot of measures, there need to be a lot of mechanisms and facilities be provided to take care of these issues from emerging. And in terms of train scheduling, as the circle line connects to radial line at certain locations, so the circle line will have to consider on the timing and the train scheduling for other lines as well to have a better connectivity. And of course the train direction philosophy. Train directions can be easily confused by passenger because there's no terminal stop. For example, if you go to line 1 trains, you will have an indication going to Kwasa side or going to Kajang side. But in circle line, both ways you can still achieve to where you're wanting to go. So there need to be a proper wayfinding, directional finding, signages for the clockwise and also the anti-clockwise services. So all these kind of elements need to be embedded at a very early phase of the project. Now, what can we look forward in the MRT3? It's a project which is coming soon, and most of our supply chain will be working towards achieving this mega project. So number one is the integration. Circle line will have emphasization on integration capability of the supply chain due to the nature of multiple project entities, and also the current contracting strategy, the integration capability of the supply chain must be strong. Again, tying into the presentation made by the earlier presenter, there need to be an emphasization on sustainability, not only on the engineering design solution, but the O&M has to also include sustainable solutions and also strategies, basically from the time that you set a baseline and also how you mitigate all the carbon effects, basically to achieve your goal. So this is something also MRT3 would be focusing on. And of course, latest technology, adaptation of latest modern, proven and safe technologies. MRT is about moving mobility safely. So my last slide, I would like to end my presentation with a quote from our Transport Minister. MRT3 is beyond a construction project. It is an opportunity to regenerate the economy and upskill the talent and capabilities of Pulau Malaysia. With that, I wish all the best to all of us who would be participating in developing this next nation's mega infrastructure. Thank you.